Hello, my name's Bob Shearer, and I'm the training consultant for California Electrical Training. Today we're going to look at the requirements of 110.9 in the Building Energy Efficiency Standards that state lighting control devices and systems shall be installed only if the lighting control device or system complies with all of the applicable requirements of Section 110.9. And one of those requirements is that time switches, daylighting controls, dimmers, and occupant sensing controls, including outdoor motion sensors, are meeting the requirements of Title 20. So, what is Title 20? First, let's start with what are the building energy efficiency standards. We're going to look at 110.9 and its requirements that are found in the building energy efficiency standards. This is both in the 2013 and 2016 edition of the Building Energy Efficiency Standards, and the new 2016 Bs goes into effect January 1st, 2017. We want to see now what the Appliance Efficiency Regulations, also known as Title 20, tell us about the requirements, minimum functional requirements for devices used as lighting controls, and how we verify that they are certified to the CEC for use in a Title 24 compliant installation. Title 24 standalone lighting controls must meet Title 20 requirements at a minimum for Title 24 compliance. So, what are these standalone lighting controls that are described in Title 20? Think of line voltage wall box mounted switching devices. Okay? This would be a typical thing that might be described in Title 20. Dimmers are also described in Title 20. And this brings up an interesting point. The minimum functional requirement for a dimmer under Title 20 is that it be able to reduce the dimming switch leg, the dimming power leg, by 65% power in a lighting control scenario. This will typically not meet your design requirements for the code. More on this in a bit. Some standalone components appear in the standards, such as this interval timer, but are not described in Title 20. And some components of cobbled together or field assembled systems also appear in Title 20, and those components of those systems must meet at a minimum Title 20 requirements. However, systems have to be set up and installed to meet both the Building Energy Efficiency Standards, your design criteria, and the applicable Appliance Efficiency Regulations, or Title 20. And systems require a different sort of certification using an install form. Install forms are completed and signed as part of the compliance process by the responsible person who is taking responsibility for the installation and construction of components and features used in the project. Here is a list of the lighting control devices that are regulated under Title 20. We have time switches, components of automatic daylight controls, photo controls, think photo switches when you look at that, dimmer controls, occupant sensing devices, and this includes outdoor motion sensors, which are also described in the Appliance Efficiency Regulations, also known as Title 20. A good way to think of Title 20 is that it contains the minimum functional requirements to sell a lighting control at the hardware store in the state of California. Residential controls must, of course, meet these requirements. Which brings us back to the dimmer, the requirement being a 65% power reduction on the dimmed lighting power leg. You'll find that this is not going to typically meet your code requirements. Also, for occupant sensing devices, you will find that the timeout in Title 20 is still 30 minutes maximum, but starting on January 1st of 2017, the maximum timeout on an occupant sensing device or outdoor motion sensor has been reduced to 20 minutes. So, it is not unusual at all for the building energy efficiency standards to require more stringent specifications than are shown in Title 20. If the Building Energy Efficiency Standards Section 110.9 says a standalone version of a lighting control must meet Title 20, the standalone control should appear in a database on the CEC website. Section 110.9 says occupancy and outdoor motion sensors must meet Title 20 at a minimum. Let's see if we can find this vacancy sensor on the CEC database. Now, this is a vacancy sensor, and if you're designing residential lighting controls, this is what you'll be using. One of the things Title 20 says about it is that it cannot be converted back to automatic on operation. A vacancy sensor just allows you to turn on the lighting when you come into an area. It does not automatically turn on the lighting when you walk in. You must hit a button to do that. But once you leave the area, it will time out and shut the lighting off starting January 1st, 2017, within 20 minutes, currently within 30 minutes. Sometime around December 2015, the CEC website changed. They really did change it, and they also changed the database search tool. They did a good job of ordering it now, and you're going to be going through the efficiency tab to find everything you're interested in. But first, let's look at the old database and the old website. If you've used this database previously, then you're familiar with this. You would navigate here. You would select the Quick Search tab. You would get this lovely little database search tool that pops up, and you would select by model. You would enter the model number. And in this case, when we click Go, we don't get anything out of the database because the number of the model number is too long. It has these things on the end describing it as being white versus ivory and whatnot. So with the old database search tool, you would begin limiting the end of the part number until you got a drop-down menu showing that this is a high-quality search tool. You could then search again with the abbreviated part number, and you would discover that you are either holding in your hand a large gas and oil water heater or a vacancy sensor. You could further limit the responses that you pull from the database by specifying a category as well as a model number. So unfortunately, that was replaced. Well, fortunately or unfortunately. Let's just say it's different now. One thing that is a good thing is that you can now find just about anything involving building energy efficiency or appliance efficiency by hovering over or selecting the Efficiency tab on the home page of the CEC website. You can find all the Title 24 books under that tab, including Title 20. Let's see if we can find a link to the Appliance Efficiency database here. You should be able to find it. And let's see how the new database search tool works. Let's look at our same vacancy sensor. Yes, we'll try our previous example over again. Select the Appliance Efficiency tab and select the Appliance Efficiency Program link. We'll be making a public quick search. So select that. Enter the model number, and a little hint. The last time I used this, I didn't see that convenient drop-down menu feature. So you may have to abbreviate the end of the model number yourself to get any sort of results at all. So here we have put our abbreviated model number into the database search tool and selected search. And surprisingly, nothing came up. Well, an evaporative cooler came up, but that's not what we're after. So a little bit of fooling around with the thing will allow you to discover that you're not searching one database anymore. You're actually searching two databases. Oh boy. So to get to the other database, you're going to select the Appliance Status tab. When you do that, you can check which database you want to search, either approved or archived. So in this case, we're going to go from the default approved database, and we'll drop down and select archived, and we'll hit search again. And lo and behold, here are the answers that we wanted. We have vacancy sensors showing in the archive database, and anything that shows on the database is assumed to be certified to the Commission or certified to the CEC, meaning it's Title 20 compliant as far as you're concerned. Now, it may not meet your design criteria, but there it is. Now, we can go back and start over again, and I'm going to put in a component of a daylighting system, and this one comes up in the approved database versus the archived database. So there is quite a bit of difference now in searching the database to see if something's been certified to the Commission, because there's two databases. So if you don't find it on the first one, go and look at the second one. So the new database search tool replaces this old one. Now, if you're interested in more information along these lines, or if you want to become an acceptance test technician, California Electrical Training is administering the Acceptance Test Technician Certification Program for lighting controls for the National Lighting Contractors Association of America. So you would want to go to NLCAA's website, and we are constantly trying to form classes. So you might want to give it a check if you want to expand your knowledge on Title 24 lighting controls. Thank you very much for your time and patience.